everyone. So let's take a look at our solar system, the planet Earth that we live on. We're going to see how Earth formed and what makes it different from other planets and why we have summer and winter and day and night, and learn how the spacecraft explores space. So it's quite interesting because so far we're kind of getting an introduction to the solar system and the planets and how the sun, remember the sun stays stationary, okay? So, if we take a look here, what makes Earth special? Earth is the only place in the solar system where there are living things. Plants, animals, and people need air, water, and warmth. Earth has all three of these. That makes it special. Wow. Well, scientists think there are more than 8 million different types of living things on Earth. Huge amount. Then, all around Earth, there is a thick layer of gases, so all around it. It is called the atmosphere. So the atmosphere, which is those gases that is around us, is very, very important. It helps stop Earth getting too hot or too cold. There is a gas called oxygen in the atmosphere. This is the gas animals and people need to breathe. Earth in the solar system. Earth is a planet that travels around or orbits the sun. So orbiting, traveling around, orbiting all the way around, not just spinning, that's rotation. This orbits, okay? It is a huge shining ball that sends out the heat and light we call sunshine. Without the sun, Earth would be a dark, cold place. Comets fly around in space too. These lumps of rock and ice look like giant snowballs. 7 other planets orbit the sun. There are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Dwarf planets go around the sun too. Pluto is a dwarf planet. The sun, the planets, and other space objects make up the solar system. Watery planet. Most of Earth is covered with water. There is water in the oceans, lakes, and rivers. There is frozen water too. In very cold places such as North and South Poles, water is frozen as ice. Earth is sometimes called the blue planet. All the water makes it look blue from space. All living things need water. Plants need water to grow. People and animals need water to live too. Scientists have found ice on other planets, but it seems only Earth has the liquid water living things need. Inside, what's inside Earth? Earth is a rocky planet. It has layers. The center is hot metal. The outer layers are rock. The surface is called the crust. The crust is always moving very slowly. It is cracked like a broken eggshell. The hot metal ball in Earth's center is called the core. Around it is liquid metal, then layers of rock. When pieces of crust rub against each other, they cause earthquakes. There are mountains called volcanoes in some of these places. When a volcano erupts, hot rocks and liquid called magma shoot out. Day and night. The sun rises and sets because the earth spins. So the sun is not moving. The sun is stationary. It stays. However, because the earth is rotating and orbiting, we get day and night as we rotate and orbit. When the part of the earth you live on faces the sun, it is day. When the part of earth faces away from the sun, it is night. The earth takes 24 hours, one day, or a day to spin all around once. So as the sun is here, now it takes 365 days to orbit, but it takes 24 hours for one rotation. So that's what's starting to turn here. When there are no clouds in the sky, we see the sun during the day. It goes away at night. We can watch the sun rise at the start of the day. At night, we see it disappear at sunset. So even though we think that the sun's coming up, going down, no, it's because we are rotating and going away from the sun. So coming near it, going away from it. And that's what's happening with day and night. Summer and winter, and we will get into that a little more in the next couple of lessons. The Earth moves around or orbits the sun. As it moves, Earth tilts or leans over. The part that tilts towards the sun is warmer. Earth takes just over 365 days a year to go around the sun once. The path of Earth that tilts toward the sun has summer. The sun rises early in the morning and sets late in the day. 6 months later, this part of the Earth tilts away from the sun, then it is winter there. The sun rises later and sets earlier. So here we are at Earth, and as the sun is closer, as we're tilting to and from, so tilt, as the Earth tilts to and from. Earth's weather. Ooh. The weather on Earth changes from day to day. It can be sunny, cloudy, windy, or rainy. It can be hot or cold. Sometimes it snows. There can be thunder and lightning during a rainstorm. So here we have an image of North Pole, South Pole, and then the equator, which goes through the middle. The weather is hottest near the equator, and it is coldest at the North and South Poles. Remember, this is where the sun is constantly shining on. So Florida, Mexico, places like that has the heat. The weather changes from place to place too. Places near the equator are the hottest because they get the most sunshine through the year. Air moves around Earth all the time, making wind and changing the weather. Exploring space. Space is super interesting. People on Earth want to know more about space. In ancient times, people looked up at the stars. Now scientists send rockets to space. Space probes visit other planets. They send back information and photos to Earth. The Cassini space probe is finding out about the planet Saturn. So as you can see, that's one of the probes sent out, and it is trying to find things about it. Then, in 1990, scientists sent a huge telescope into space. It travels around Earth at 16,000 miles per hour. The telescope takes photos of stars and planets. It sends them back to Earth. So that's how we get a lot of our information. Pretty neat. Space explorers. A space explorer is called an astronaut, something that many of you can end up being in the future. People went into space for the first time in 1961. In 1969, the first people landed on the moon. Since 2000, astronauts have lived in space on a space station, and they wear those special suits when they step into space. The International Space Station floats 230 miles above Earth. It is called the International Space Station. Astronauts stay there for about 6 months at a time. They come from different countries. They do experiments while they are in outer space. Pretty neat. Then this is just kind of showing you a bit of a model of how you can make your own Earth with Play-Doh. So it's something you can also look at and find on YouTube, or you can just pause it and take a look at what's going on there and some useful words. All right, guys. It was fun and interesting. See you for the next one.